It's top of the hour, and you know what that means. It's time for making a difference. Good morning, everybody. Today is going to be a fun show, so bear with me. This is a live show, and so if any of you have any questions, you can go into Facebook and type in the questions under making a difference, and we'll try to get to them. Those of you that are listening on the radio, which is the majority of my audience, uh, you'll probably want to go back home and watch this video because I'm going to be doing some demonstrations. Today's show is on life hacks, little hacks that you can do to make your life a little easier, little quirky things. So enjoy the show, and let's get started. I have notes here that I'm going to have to refer to because there's so many that I want to get in on this show, and I don't want to forget any of these because these are so great. And you can also research these on the internet under household hacks, kitchen hacks, life hacks, mechanic hacks. I mean, pick your subject matter and just put the word hacks behind it, and you'd be surprised what comes up. So let's start with food. That's my favorite. Anyway, um, let's talk about frying eggs. You can cut off the top of a garlic clove. Okay, this is a garlic clove. Cut off the top of it and take your skillet and start in a center and make circular motions about the size of the egg that you want to cook. So rub that garlic in real good, crack your egg in the center of the garlic ring, and the egg will expand only to the edge of the garlic. It'll cook. And oh my, I don't know about you, but I love garlic. So it'll give it a little bit of flavor. Yum, right? There's desserts, cake cones. What's that, huh? Well, get a nice thick 2-layer cake. All right, it iced and everything. And then get some of those cake cones that you put ice cream in, and turn the cone upside down and start at the edge of the cake and press down through the cake and then kind of scoop it up in a scooping motion, and you'll have a cake cone. And you can take the top and put some whipping cream on it and maybe garnish it with some sprinkles or shaved chocolate, something, cookie crumbs, yum, whatever you wish. But that makes for a different, very nice and creative dessert. Let's go back to the garlic. Have you guys ever had any recipes where they called for lots of garlic cloves and you have to peel them? Oh, nobody likes peeling garlic cloves, trying to get all that paper skin off of them. Ah, but there's a trick that you can do. Take a garlic clove. Okay, this is just a clove, not the whole head. And if you've got, those rubber jar openers that you put on a jar to open it, they're usually something like this, where you put it on there and unscrew the lid. Well, these are multitaskers. You can take your garlic clove and you're going to place it in the silicone. Oops, let me see. I'm not good with camera angles. And then fold it up and you're going to rub it in there like that. You can rub it on the countertop or whatever you want. And it's going to come out, and the next thing you know, the paper comes off, and you have a peeled garlic clove, and the paper gets thrown in the trash. Now they do make a gadget out there that I have, and it's a little silicone tube, and it does the job as well. You can just simply put your garlic clove in this tube. And again, I'm rubbing it. And out comes the clove. And there's the clove. And the paper is down in my silicone thing. So I've got to kind of empty that out. But now I'll do a lot of garlic that way. I have one recipe that calls for 14 cloves of garlic. And the first time I made it, I sat there with a knife and peeled all that paper off. If only I would have known this then, I would have been much happier making that recipe. Creamer. Have you ever been at home and you want some coffee and perhaps you like creamer in your coffee? Well, you're out of creamer. What are you going to do? Well, a way to make some fresh, frothy cream on your coffee is use one of the pump bottles, such as I'm showing you here. It's not a spray. It's like what they use in hand lotions, soaps, hand soaps, and things like that. But it needs to be this style of a pump mechanism. And put milk in the jar, in the container, put your lid back on, and pump away. And by design, these things, they're miniature atomizers, and they pump air into the milk. And so as it comes out, it's going to be frothy in your coffee cup. It's a quick fix if you're out of cream. Bottles repurposed. Oh, this is a good one too. Let's say you got an empty plastic bottle, okay? The best thing to do is to get one with caps that are as large as possible. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take the cap and you're going to have a pair of tweezers and you're going to heat the cap. All right. You're going to put a candle, a lighter, something fire, and you're going to just watch it. You're going to ever so gently heat this cap until the plastic starts turning. And then you're going to take a toothpick and you're going to push it through the cap. And what's going to happen is the plastic is going to protrude out on this other side where you pushed the toothpick through. Okay. So you push your toothpick through and it's going to come out on this side. Let it cool and then take a pair of scissors and snip off the tip that is formed. So now you've got a cap that's got a little miniature mountain on it with a hole in the top. Fill your bottle with ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, whatever you want, icing, and screw your cap back on. And my cap dropped on the floor. But then you can squeeze it and you can decorate cookies with it. You can garnish hors d'oeuvres with it. You can use it as a ketchup bottle. So, it's a way to repurpose these things without throwing them away. So next time you have a barbecue, put some barbecue sauce in here. That works too. So another use for plastic bottles to repurpose them. Have you ever been out in a restaurant and you want some jelly on your toast or syrup or some extra butter? And what they have available for you are these condiments in these little plastic tubs. How many times have you sat there and bit the grindstone as you try to figure out what corner you're supposed to peel back, and those things just frustrate me. Well, most restaurants have a toothpick handy, or you have a fork with your setting. Anything. Take the bottom corner of that condiment and poke a hole in it, in the bottom corner there. And then take it and squeeze it where you want. Just press on it. Butter, jelly, syrup, anything. Your hands stay clean. You didn't have to peel the top back, and you're able to get all the contents out of those little plastic tubs. That's a good one. That works. Lids. If you have a container and you don't have a lid for it, this could be a paint container. It could be a jar of something that you've lost the lid. So what do? How do you seal it? Well, an easy thing to do, most of us have balloons around the house, but you take a balloon and you blow it up. It needs to be about twice the size of your container. So blow the balloon up and set the balloon on top of the container. Then slowly let the air out of the balloon as you peel that balloon down around the sides of your container. And it'll shrink and seal that up. And now you got your lid. So that I thought was a pretty good hack, because that happens to me quite a lot. I don't know about you guys, but I go to find a lid and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to have to find that lid. um, Boiled eggs. Here's you know, trying to crack eggs is peel boiled eggs. Oh, and they get stuck. I hate it when they get stuck. You sit there and take half the egg away trying to get the shell off of it. Well, there's a solution, as always. Take the shell, and if you have a thumbtack, or those little tacks that you use on bulletin boards, and poke 2 holes in the egg on each side of it. Just take that tack and just poke a little hole on each side. And then place the egg in boiling water and cook for 5 minutes. And when the egg cools, lay it on your counter and take your hand and roll it, applying slight pressure. That eggshell will come right off. Yay! Okay, now I'll make some deviled eggs. Now I don't have to worry about peeling all those eggs. How many times have you had a recipe where it calls for you to boil milk? If any of you have ever done that, oh my goodness, you have to stay right with it. Otherwise, that milk boils up and foams over the pan and makes such a mess on the stove. Well, the solution to that is take a small saucer, like a coffee cup saucer, something small like that, and turn it upside down in the bottom of your pan so that the saucer is domed. Okay, put your milk in there, bring it to a boil. It won't boil over. Nice hack, huh? Corn. Oh, this is my favorite. This really is my favorite. Let's talk about corn silk. Ugh. That's another thing just unnerves me when, you get corn and you got all those little stringy hairs on it. And, getting those off is just enough to make you want to take a nerve pill. And then if you boil it, you're losing a lot of the nutrients and vitamins in the water. And it does tend to kind of water your corn down. So what we're going to do, and what I'm going to show you, have any of you ever microwaved your corn? Well, that's what I'm going to show you today. All right. So you start out with an ear of corn. Yeah, that's a big one. All right. Go to the end that came off of the stalk. All right. So this corn was growing like that, and they broke it off. So go to this end and feel for where the actual cob begins. And you're going to go in about an inch to be safe. And you're going to take a knife and you're going to cut it off. Cut the tip off. And I'm trying to see this. You can see that I did get the whole inside of the cob. I got into it. All right, now take your cut off cob and Lord, I hope this works. Wrap a wet paper towel around it. Okay, this just helps with the moisture. So wet your paper towel, wrap it around your corn cob, put it in the microwave for a minimum of 3 minutes per ear. I'll put 2 ears in there and I'll put it on 7 minutes. And then when it's done, be careful because it is hot when it comes out. So then I take and let's get it out of the little paper towel wrap. All right. And I'm going to remove some of the outer husk just simply because I don't need it. And then what you do is you take and you grab on to the hairy end and you push and you push and it comes out and there's no hair on the cob. And it's very nutritious. I didn't lose any of the vitamins or anything when I boiled it. So easy, huh? No mess. That's the part I like. I don't like messes. So remember that. 3 minutes, 15 seconds per ear. And you'll probably want to use a hot pad when you get it out of the microwave because it is hot. But that's wonderful. What a wonderful way to do corn, right? And then, let's see, we've got, lettuce and green onions. Yeah. Well, I don't know about you all, but in my house, they don't like big chunks of lettuce in their salad or anything like that. They want small, munchable pieces. So lay your lettuce leaves or your green onions, lay them flat. Use a pizza cutter. Cut it up into small pieces. I use either the pizza cutter or scissors, but the pizza cutter I like better because I can go one way and go the other way and make smaller pieces. So that's a great one, right? And let's say you're in the kitchen and you're making a recipe and you lay the recipe on the counter and it gets all these drippings and everything on it. And you're like, ugh. Well, take a pants hanger and hang it on your upper cabinet. Hopefully you've got a knob or something up there and clip your recipe to the pants hanger. And it's right there at eye level for you. So, hey, piece of cake, right? Easy to make. When let's say you're going to a barbecue this summer and you're supposed to bring some condiments or you're having company over and you're going to have various condiments. And it's kind of a pain when you have all the containers lined out there and everything and everybody's touching them and whatnot. Here's a quick hack on that. Get a muffin tin. And in this case, I put a foil liner in there and you can squirt all your condiments into the muffin tin. Takes up less space. Put a spoon in it. Let them serve out what they want. Nice fix, huh? Never thought of that. Let's go on to some household hacks. Oh, yeah. I like that. You got remote controls, and everybody watches television when they're using a remote control, and then you get that sticky stuff all over your remote control. Take Glad wrap or saran wrap, wrap it around your remote and fold it up on the back, kind of like a present. Take a hairdryer and heat it up, and that will shrink it to the remote. And so next time it gets sticky, you can take a wet cloth and just wipe it off, and you're not hurting the remote at all. Okay, another household hack, and I love this one. All right, I'm bringing out my hammer. How many times have you gone to drive a nail into the wall and you pound it in and you go too far and it leaves that indention in the wall or the piece of wood that you're working on? This is great, folks. Go get yourself some felt furniture pads, all right? And they have sticky on the back. Peel the sticky off, put it on your hammer, pound that nail away, and you will not leave an indention on your wall or your wood. And it comes off easy when you're done. See? Pretty slick, huh? I thought so. um, if you've got scratches in wood floors or furniture or something like that, there's a mixture of a half a cup of olive oil, a quarter cup of vinegar, and some juice from a large lemon. And you mix all that together and rub it on the scratch, and it'll make the scratch go away. If you've got scuffed walls, you can take a tennis ball and rub on the scuff, and the fabric on the tennis ball will take that scuff off. Fresh flowers. If you've got some fresh flowers, you know how you always trim the bottom of them about an inch up and put them in water? Well, when those get soggy, what you can do is take your scissors and cut vertically on the stem and put them back in fresh water, and that will revive them and they will live a bit longer. If you've got one of those hydraulic chairs that you sit on and you know how they tend to sink, that drives me crazy. I've got a couple of them. Quick fix, go to the hardware store, and where the shop vacs are, they have those black plastic tubes, and they're very sturdy. Take that tube and look at the distance between the bottom of your chair and the bottom where the legs are, and measure that distance, cut that tube off, and take the seat off, put that tube on there, put your seat back on. Your chair won't go down on you anymore. um let's see if oh oh my goodness, we're going to run out of time, and I hate that because I have so many more goodies that I want to. I know. Let's just do another show on this, okay? I have so many more I want to share with you, and I hope you enjoyed today. I will hopefully see you again next week. Bye bye.